Good morning. Please remain standing while I invite Ian Taylor to sing "O Canada." Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, graduates, welcome to the University of Waterloo's 107th Convocation. This is our 107th Convocation. I'm delighted to see you all here. Thanks for joining us this morning. Those who have attended our convocation ceremonies before will have noticed that our Chancellor is not here with us today. Our Chancellor, Prem Watsa, who is the ceremonial head of our university, is not able to, for very important reasons, is not able to be with us this morning, and he sends his sincere regrets that he is missing this very, very important occasion. He cares very much. He thoroughly enjoys our convocation ceremonies, but he is absolutely unable to be with us today. But he sends his sincere and best wishes and congratulations to all of you. Therefore, as President and Vice Chancellor of this institution, I will try my best to fulfill the responsibilities of our Chancellor in addition to my own. Here at Waterloo, each convocation is a celebration of the achievements of our graduates. And this morning, we celebrate with those graduates in the faculties of Applied Health Sciences and Science. On behalf of the Board of Governors and the Senate of the University, let me express our congratulations and best wishes to all who will graduate this morning. Please savor every moment of today's ceremony and the celebrations to follow with your family and friends. I offer a special welcome to those family members and guests with us today. Your presence is a sure sign of your devotion to these graduates. This morning, we will begin with the conferring of an honorary degree on an individual who has distinguished himself in the academy. We will then confer bachelor's, master's, and doctoral degrees. Finally, 2 alumni will be recognized for their accomplishments. The proceedings will take less than 2 hours, and we ask that you remain in your places until convocation is adjourned and the academic procession has left the convocation hall. As we begin, again, I offer my own congratulations. We have been waiting for you, graduates. It's my pleasure now to invite Dean of the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences, Professor Susan Elliott, to begin with conferring of the honorary degree.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present Stephen Lewis. Every day, more than 5,000 people of every age die of HIV and AIDS in Africa. And Stephen Lewis' determination to bear witness to their desperate plight has intensified the debate on human rights and social justice around the world. His list of causes is long and daunting. Human rights abuses, the spread of HIV/AIDS in Africa, gender inequality, civil liberties, poverty and homelessness, children in armed conflict, climate change, and access to health care in the developing world. His extensive experience as a politician, diplomat, and humanitarian includes tenure as Canadian Ambassador to the United Nations, Special Advisor on Africa to the UN Secretary General, and Deputy Executive Director of UNICEF. His work with the United Nations gained him international recognition. Stephen's tireless efforts as the UN Secretary General's Special Envoy for HIV/AIDS in Africa, Commissioner of the World Health Organization's Commission on the Social Determinants of Health, and founder of the Stephen Lewis Foundation have had enormous impact for Canada and our role in the world. His words and actions have been an inspiration around the world. The following list is only a few of his accomplishments and awards. He received the United Nations Pearson Medal of Peace for his international service fighting the battle of AIDS and HIV. He was appointed a Companion of the Order of Canada, Canada's highest order for lifetime achievement, for his humanitarian work in Africa and in the United Nations. Time magazine listed Stephen Lewis as one of the top 100 most influential people in the world. For his outstanding contributions to public health, he has been honored with the Jonathan Mann Health Award and the Health and Human Rights Award. In 2005, he delivered the Massey Lectures and published Race Against Time, Searching for Hope in AIDS-Ravaged Africa. He is a tireless teacher, scholar, advocate, and friend. Mr. Vice Chancellor, in recognition of his dedication, persistence, extraordinary efforts towards social justice and global health, I request that you confer the degree Doctor of Laws, honoris causa, upon Stephen Lewis. I now invite Dr. Lewis to address Convocation.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, don't know how to address you precisely since you're occupying such prestigious dual posts. The Chancellor, I regret, cannot be here. He is presumably fending off competitive bids for BlackBerry. And I am delighted to be on a platform with so many of the members of the distinguished faculty, with all of the parents and friends and associates who are gathered, positively levitating with excitement about the presence of the graduands today. And it is to the graduands that I will attempt to direct my remarks. I am profoundly privileged and truly pleased and honored to have this honorary degree. And I don't want to deliver the obligatory sermon which is normally imposed on graduands about what the future may hold. What I would like to do in the alternative is to say to all of you that the opportunities that now exist collectively, individually, regardless your discipline, to make a contribution to changing the world is something devotedly to be cherished. And I hope that as you contemplate the future, you may think of immersing yourselves in some of the great struggles around social justice and equality, which this world so desperately needs. I was thinking that those facets can be domestic. You can deal with homelessness or food banks or the struggles in Aboriginal populations. I was in Vancouver just a month ago attending sessions of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission on residential schools. And I was stunned as women took the platform to testify in front of the commissioners, most of them in their 60s and 70s, all of them having been subjects of the residential schools. And they came to the platform surrounded by their support group, and they spoke without notes and with intense feeling about what had happened to them at the age of 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 in these residential schools. And they described a pattern of physical abuse and rape at the age of 5 and 6 and 7 that was scorching to the soul. And I sat and listened, trying desperately to absorb what they were saying and thinking, this is my country. This is a country with a great celebrated standing that effectively tried to expunge, to obliterate Aboriginal people from its culture. And it says something to you about the need to focus on Canada as well as abroad in dealing with many of these issues and to correct the discriminatory and prejudicial features which still haunt a society even as righteous as Canada. And in the international field, the doors are opening everywhere. If you want to attach yourself to environmental struggles, you can work on the question of climate change, which I frankly feel will usher in an apocalyptic event at some point between 2030 and 2050. And there's no question that global warming may have the single greatest impact on your lives as you work into the future. Or if you're interested in current focus on human rights, which tends to be in the world of LGBT, in the world of lesbian and gay and bisexual and transgendered persons, the struggles that are taking place in the Caribbean and in Africa, which are, again, requiring the need for people of conscience to speak out and to take positions. Or if you're concerned about the phenomenon of disease, so many are in the applied health sciences. But regardless of the discipline and the background, the work in HIV and AIDS, the work in tuberculosis and malaria, the tremendous problem of dealing with infectious diseases around the world. In the case of HIV, there are still 35 million people living with the virus, and only 9 or 10 million of them are in treatment. And we're in a desperate race for time to roll out the treatment in order to reach the other 25 million before their lives are exhausted. These are tremendously compelling social issues, and they require and deserve the attention and engagement of all of us who've had the privilege of being in this country and experiencing, in particular in the case of the graduates here today, an exemplary university education. Or if you're focused on children, the struggle against child marriage, the struggle around child soldiers, which is being headed internationally by a Canadian, by General Romeo Dallaire, who showed such astonishing courage and is an almost saintly figure in Canada around the effort to reduce the involvement of children in conflict. I was looking just yesterday at a news story out of the little African country of Tanzania, where the marriage age is 14, where 2 out of every 5 young girls are married before the age of 18, where the adolescent fertility rates are the highest in the world. And these realities require voices, they require principle, they require commitment. You have to fight these issues indefatigably and tenaciously until one day you break through. And then I guess finally I think of what is for me the most important issue on the planet, and that is the struggle for gender equality. And I say to the graduates that the marginalization of more than 50% of the world's population, the whole panoply of discrimination that's visited on women all over the world, because there's no country which has really encompassed gender equality. So whether it's international sexual trafficking or female genital mutilation or an absence of property rights or an absence of inheritance rights or an absence of political representation or this contagion of sexual violence which so decimates the lives girls and women lead, these are the struggles with which we should be engaged. And the whole world is now coming together to look at what they call the next installment of the Millennium Development Goals, the heart of which is to remove poverty, but the entire aspect of which is to bring equality between the developed and the developing worlds, between the North and the South. And wherever you turn, there are organizations ready to embrace you. You needn't be skeptical or pessimistic about your individual engagement. You find an NGO that reflects what means most to you. It can be Save the Children, or CARE, or World Vision, or Doctors Without Borders, or Oxfam, or Action Aid, or any of the Indigenous agencies in Canada. So many of my own students at the universities where I've had the privilege of teaching are now out in the world, changing the world. And I must say, it is a particular pleasure for me to have been introduced to you by Dr. Susan Elliott, because in a very real sense, she was the mentor for the teaching that I have been privileged to disgorge. This is a momentous moment in your life. You're going to cross this platform. Everybody will receive the degree. There'll be whistles and cheers and occasional outbursts or spasms of loud declamation, which will embarrass the recipient and make everyone else applaud with joy. But the fact of the matter is that from this day forward, you can really make a change in this universe. You can improve the human condition, and there is no greater nobility than that social objective. Thank you for the honorary degree. Good luck to you all.
As Vice President Academic and Provost of the University, I would like to thank Dr. Lewis for his words of challenge to our graduates and to us all. Secondly, I would like to welcome Dr. Lewis to the group of Waterloo's distinguished alumni. Would members of the graduating class please rise? Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I present those scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements laid down by the Senate of the University that they may be admitted to their various and several degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the University, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto appertaining.
Please be seated. We have just formally acknowledged the significant achievements of our graduates. And make no mistake, graduates, your achievements have been significant. You have been challenged. You have been stretched. You have invested your time and effort at Waterloo, and if we have done our job correctly, you will see a significant return on your investment as you leave our campus. You have worked hard, tirelessly even, to make the financial sacrifices necessary to undertake your education. We hope it has been worth every penny. However, as I look around today, it is obvious that there are many spouses, partners, parents, grandparents, and other special people who are sharing in the achievement of our graduating class. In this age of online social networking, when connections can be forged far and wide, we should take the opportunity to remind ourselves of the most important social network of all, our families. Graduates, your family has played an important part in your education. from getting you off to a good start at your young age, in some cases helping to finance your education, to inspiring, encouraging, and consoling you from time to time over the years, especially at exam times. For many of our students, particularly our international graduates, your families have to travel quite a distance to celebrate with you here today. For others, your families were unable to be here. However, we feel their presence here today. Graduates, know that we at the University of Waterloo appreciate the family contribution and sacrifices that have been made so that you could study here. And so, at this time, I would like to call upon the parents, spouses, families of the graduating class to rise. Graduates, please join me in applauding the support that they have given you over the years. Please be seated. If you would like to take photographs, you may do so in the area to the left of the platform. Please enter this area by going to the left side of the gym and down the hallway. If you approach this area just before your special graduate is to proceed across the stage, you may then take pictures. Once you have taken your photographs, please return to your seat to allow others to take photographs of their special graduates. Graduates, please show respect for your fellow classmates and their guests by returning to your seat after being hooded and remaining there until convocation is adjourned. We will now proceed to the conferring of degrees. I invite Susan Elliott, Dean of the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences, to announce the names of the graduates of that particular faculty.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts Honors. David Albano, Caitlin Elaine Baker, Bethany Brazo, Thomas James Davey, Nicole Grace DiBernardo, Matthew Hogg, Megan Annie Johnson, Sarah Kerrigan, Shanhua Kim, Mr. Vice Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, General Kinesiology Program 4-year. Sarah Elizabeth Datri, Sathisan Suthanetharapa Raja, Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science Honors Program. Tajan Bang, Jessica Dam, Harsimran Singh Garsha, Robin Elizabeth Hawking, Kofi Kwarku Fozu, Hillary Lane, Allison Langwa, Calvin Lee, Neela Nadaraja, Rishad Nazir, Tommy Tran Nguyen, Humberto Adolfo Omana Moreno, Arabi Rajandiran, Sebastian Rios, Benjamin Robertson Rodericks, Michael Jeffrey Sirwata, Harmanjeet Singh, Jocelyn Ariel Stables Kennedy, Diana Jane Bazinski Sutherland, Kenneth Zetto, Vanessa Yin Yu Tang, Berlini Tuan, Kirsten Anissa Wilson, Carson Tim Cheung Wong, I now invite Terry McMahon, Dean of the Faculty of Science, to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science, General Science, 3-year. Randy Tse To Chan, Muhammad Shamrez Gul, Chandi Shah. Gregory Nicholas Smith, Dominic Antoine Turenne. Thank you, Mr. Vice-Chancellor. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science Honours Programs. Leonardo Guillermo Alvarino, Matthew Christian Anderson, Ian Alexander Andrews. Hina Bandu Kuala, Paul Lachance Brogy, Munim Amer Bout. Denise Yi Ting Chan, Jacqueline Mayumi Liu Ching Chang, Judy Ying Yi Chong. Janelle Jalicia Kush, Dejan Srivanovic, Claudia Yvette Dominici. Laura K. Flanagan, Roshini Gopinath, Jennifer Diane Hanlon. Ahmed Tarek Hagazi, Mary Alexandra Hitchcock, Amanda Tessa Howe. Cindy Huang, Sarah Imran, Henika Kaura. Raoun Khan, Subin Lee, Tonja Marie Bacre. Sejal Mada, Steffi Mendaglio, Sarah Ann Miller. Christopher James Milner, Chris Morkos, Fadi Kiros Bukab. Angela Ngo, Sherwin Niktash, Jared William Dalton Nunn. Oluwatobi Olamide Ogunfal, Lexi Lorraine Marie O'Neill, Natasha Premji. Margarita Ann Rashev, Giselle Ribeiro, Mai Riyadh. Samia Sharif, Mira Shanuda, Sarah Elizabeth Sine. Swati Singh, Ziyi Sun, Jonathan Kenneth Lynn Sutley. Hirsch Rohit Thakur, Andy Pakwa Tse, Jason Chingting Tse. Ua Mare Noji, Vi Toi Vich, Meng Chao Wu. Shuo Yang, Shening Bo Ye, Yung Hua Yun. Tianyu Zhang. Thank you, Mr. Vice-Chancellor. I now invite David Edwards, Director and Associate Dean, School of Pharmacy, to the podium.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Pharmacy. Sarah Al-Tahan, Timothy Ambos, Ibram Atala. Leandro Avila, Chelsea Dawn Barr, Emily Michelle Blake. Taline Bogassian, Tara Budens, Caitlin Benkoski. John Calloway, Rebecca Campbell, Scott Campbell. Kyle John Cattle, Yanan Chen, Evelyn Yun Si Chu. Sherman Hoyman Chu, Lois Chung, David Clark. Alexandra Kotoy, Farzan Dadfar, Daniel Dalton. Namlin Dang, Peter Delange, Julia Denemy. Arveen Kaur Dulku, Laura Dunn, Karen Dunn Abbey. Lauren Catherine Elliott, Julian Ellis, Byron Fan. Sherwin Fernandez, Austin Wade Finley, Carly Fitzsimmons. Michelle Fong, Andrea Forgione, Margaret Francis Garreau. Nora Garib, Alamgir Halan, Julie Hill. Pierce Waugh, David John Hughes, Catherine Hung. Jamie Icola, Garine Jamjikian, Cynthia Jones. Cassandra Jung, Karishma Kak, Siraj Khan. Artyom Kornevsky, Gabriella Kernak, Andrew Ho-Yin Kwan. Derek Holkun Kwong, Toy Yut Lam, Angie Lee. Mimi Lee, Samantha Lee, Cho Bei Liang. Carmen Marie Laux, Nelson Lung, Brandy Mabey. Nicholas Mallion, Robin MacArthur, Caitlin Meyer. Brett Morphy, Diana Morrow, Andrea Winnie Ng. Crystal Win Chi Ng, Anik Van Tho Nguyen, Andra Oentia. Ashley Melissa O'Brien, Lauren Leigh Ostaff, Christina Pipoy. Monique Nicole Potvin, Christina Teresa Principe, Alina Rita Rashid. Manal Rostam, Amir Rustam, Jaspreet Singh Sahota. Nicole Elizabeth Seymour, Bhavank Shah, Michelle Shim. Natasha Sopor, Heidi Stanisic, Patricia Stefanchik. Victoria Natalie Sun, Victoria Elizabeth Sipos, Amanda Louisa Tavon. Jessica Ann Tavon, Jeffrey Chen, Deepshika Thakral. Wade Thompson, Andrew Wagner, Mark Wilson. Courtney Wong, Haley Dawn Woodward, Linda Young Chen Sao. I now invite Terry McMahon, Dean, Faculty of Science, to the podium.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I present the candidate for the degree Doctor of Optometry, Andrea Calais Tinkham. Thank you, Mr. Vice-Chancellor. I now invite Sue Horton, Associate Provost Grad Studies, to the podium.
Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts. Rasha Salem, Faith Ann Wagler. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Public Health. Brenda Armstrong, Jessica Burke-Brauman, Kathy Dermott. Amy Dolman, Gillian Ann De Silva Barlow, Ghazal Fazli. Soha Sabeti Feriduni, Kalpita Gaitonde, Mona Ziba Gadirian. Kirandeep Johal, Sarah Kaff, Adele Lane. Lauren Katharina McKay, Noor Mohammed, Shaina Kirani Noor Mohammed. Joanne Robertson, Susanna Maychair Rosebush, Fatima Sadek. Samantha Sabrina Sagar, Tasha Marie Shields, Chandni Sondnagar. Tanya Lin Waisha, Jacqueline Wong, Chao Shui. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Master of Science. Jasmine Bauer, who is also the recipient for Outstanding Achievement in Graduate Studies in a Master's Program. Kristen Brown, Simran Bansal, Stephanie Borgs. Claire Chung, Adam Jeffrey Cole, Benjamin Dana. Nicholas Frank, Amita Vikram, Rubvedi Hati Belagal. Alexander Chifai Ip. Courtney Marie Jansen-Grieve, Gandhali Joshi, Imran Kimji. Tai Yon Kim, Yasaman Kuchezade Yadzi, Kevin Liu. Stephanie Catherine Liu, Michael Mazurek, Angus King Phi Mok. Dmitry Pavlov, Christopher J. Pugh, Faten Salim. Mikhail Shanuda, Jiaqi Shu, Hao Yan. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I present the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy. Jeffrey David Carter. Ying Yu Chen. Mary Jean Elizabeth Costello. Marcelo Rodriguez de Souza. Brian Gillis. Mojtaba Hajia Lamdari. Mohammed Reza Jalali. Reza Karimi. Francine Kelly Hooper. Tina May Ma. Eva Louise Neufeld. Mi Auk Park. Kelly Skinner. Rajesh Tripathi. Mr. Vice-Chancellor, I now request you to confer in absentia the various and several degrees upon those candidates who were approved by Senate but who were unable to be present at today's convocation. I now invite Susan Elliott to the podium.
Mr. Chancellor, may I present to you Patrick Harrison for the award for the Applied Health Sciences Alumni Achievement. An innovator and industry leader, kinesiology graduate Patrick Harrison has spent the last 30 years helping people get where they need to go. After graduating from Waterloo in 1982, Patrick founded Special Health Systems Limited, a company dedicated to the design, manufacture, and distribution of commercialized seating solutions for individuals dependent on wheelchairs for mobility. Patrick's passion for enhancing the quality of life of those around him is embodied in his ample public service at the local, national, and international levels. In 2007, he became a volunteer on the board of directors for Magic Wheels, a company focused on marketing a new geared wheelchair wheel. A member of the board of directors of CHATS, Community Home Assistance to Seniors, and the Allied Handicapped Association, Patrick also traveled with a team of Canadians on a mission to build an orphanage and farm for children with AIDS-afflicted parents in Swaziland, Africa. After graduation, Patrick continued to stay connected to Waterloo by mentoring graduate students and supporting various research initiatives in the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences and the Faculty of Engineering. In 2008, Harrison partnered with industrial and mechanical engineers, health professionals, and the Biomechanics Lab at the University of Waterloo to form Core Chair Inc., a company with the technology to reduce back pain from chronic static sitting and increase an individual's core strength. Patrick is a game changer in his profession and continues to exemplify the leadership characteristics that the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences is proud to celebrate. Mr. Chancellor, may I ask that you confer upon Patrick the award for Applied Health Sciences Alumni Achievement. I'd like now to present the award for Applied Health Sciences Young Alumni Award to Jenna Van Draanen. Jenna believes that achieving social justice is critical to improving human health, and in her own way tries to make the world a better place. She graduated from Waterloo with a BSc in Health Studies in 2009. While a student, Jenna was the Faculty of Applied Health Sciences representative for the University of Waterloo Senate, part of the Senate Executive Committee, and a member of the Federation of Students Education Advisory Committee. A Dean's Honor List student, she also received a fellowship with CIHR, the Strategic Training in Health Research Fellowship, and an Ontario Graduate Scholarship. After leaving Waterloo, Jenna pursued a master's degree in public health while continuing to volunteer in the community. Her roles with organizations like the Basic Income Canada Network, Columbia Forest Long-Term Care Facility, and the Toma Foundation for Burned Children have impacted the health and well-being of many. Recognized for her leadership, Jenna has been awarded the A.B. Patterson Award for Outstanding Community Service and the University of Waterloo President's Circle Award for Volunteerism. Jenna has spent the last 2 years as a research coordinator at St. Michael's Hospital in Toronto, working with the Evaluation Center for Complex Health Interventions. She is the founder of Blink Evaluations, a private consulting company where she has conducted program evaluations and policy research for community organizations. Building upon her passion for community health, Jenna is currently enrolled in a PhD program at the University of California, Los Angeles in the Fielding School of Public Health. Jenna has a drive that motivates others to act. She is determined and unwavering in her efforts to incite change and improve the health and well-being of those around her. Mr. Vice Chancellor, may I present Jenna Van Draanen. I now invite President and Vice Chancellor Feridun Hamdullahpur to the podium to address Convocation.
Good morning again. Graduating class, that includes you, Dr. Lewis, as well. Parents, family, friends, faculty. I have the honor of being the first to address this distinguished class as alumni of the University of Waterloo. With your hard-earned degrees in your hands and a swelling pride in your hearts and ours, we now send you Waterloo warriors out into the world to bring the spirit of this place with you wherever your lives may lead. In the fleeting moment it took you to cross this stage, you became alumni of this wonderful university, the University of Waterloo. Soon, an important realization is going to set in. Your degree is not only an honor for you to boast, but a promise for you to keep. Because there's a certain expectation that comes from bearing a degree from the University of Waterloo. People know Waterloo as one of Canada's most innovative universities, actually the most innovative university for the past 21 years. And they know that because of the quality of our people, we earned this distinction. They know this place as a world leader in providing an innovative university education, and that our students and graduates are intelligent, broad-minded, hardworking, entrepreneurial, and restless to make the world a better place. And they're going to expect you to exhibit these qualities. Because you have proven, and today we have certified, that you possess them. There are few things in life so precious as the dignity of high expectations. As alumni, you are not alone in bearing the promise of your potential. Today, you have joined a very large family, a family of 163,000 graduates came before you. They live and work in 143 different countries around the world, and they organized into alumni chapters and online communities. They share your devotion to this place, and they have got your back. So connect with your peers, become part of this wonderful big family, and make your connections to your alma mater a part of your life. Look for opportunities to partner with your fellow alumni in civic organizations and in the workplace and in endeavors to create positive change wherever you happen to build your life. Honor the words of a great poet and make this world where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. On behalf of the entire University of Waterloo family, which spans the globe and in so many ways leads the world, congratulations to the fall class of 2013. I should also take this opportunity on behalf of my entire senior team and personally myself to thank all those people, but especially your professors and staff members who made this day possible for all of us. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Graduates, please rise. The convocation is adjourned.